Amid high tension of ethnicity, the ruling All Progressives Congress, APC, and Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu of Lagos State are stepping up preparations for the March 11 governorship and House of Assembly elections in Lagos. The joint leadership of the Lagos State Leaders of Thought, led by Yoruba Council Worldwide and Ohaneze Ndigbo in Lagos, have called for calm and understanding with the non-indigenous citizens, especially those of Igbo extraction, and supporters to support and re-elect Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu for his second term in office. Addressing journalists in Ikeja, the state capital, President Yoruba Council Worldwide, Secretary General Nigeria Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leaders Council, Dotun Hassan, on behalf of the group, said the call for the support of Sanwo-Olu's re-election was hinged on his landmark achievements and sustainability of peace, unity, and development of Lagos, and by extension, Yoruba land. It will be recalled that the APC recorded great upset in the February 25th presidential election, where the presidential candidate of the Labour Party, LP, Peter Obi, defeated Bola Tinubu in Lagos. Joining us now is Dotun Hassan, a lawyer, President Yoruba Council Worldwide, Secretary General Nigeria Ethnic Nationalities Youth Leaders Council. Dr. Hassan, thank you for joining us.
It's a pleasure to be here. Good morning.
Well, your support for Babajide Sanwo-Olu, is it based on ethnic considerations? Considering that you are involved in ethnic nationalities, Yoruba worldwide, and all of that. When you place the coming elections this Saturday against the fact that on February 25 in Lagos, the Labour Party won.
Definitely.
And now we're being told that the Labour Party candidate is not good enough for Lagos because his mother is Igbo, because his wife is Igbo. Are you also following that narrative to say anybody with any trace of Igbo blood cannot be governor in Lagos? Is that your main consideration?
Well, I must first acknowledge the fact that this is an election period. It's democracy, and democracy gives everyone the ability to choose and make their choices. And it's a matter of advocating for the right choice, for the best man for the job. It's a matter of telling Lagosians that these are time for appreciation. These are time to say thank you for a man that has done a good job, and that is Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu. We believe strongly it is not predicated on ethnicity, nor bigotry, nor political animosity. We are just speaking as Lagosians. Though as a Yoruba leader, I also double as the Secretary General of all ethnic nationalities in this country, meaning I'm more of a neutral-minded person when it comes to how we reason, because my Igbo brothers and my brothers, the Hausa Fulani, we relate and we never war. So for whatever reason, it's all a matter of adding caution. It's a matter of cautiously selling your candidate without bickering, without any war. But you know, in this part of the world, there's a whole lot of undercurrent. When you make your opinion known, people read the religious intent, people read one sort of opinion. But for Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu, it's predicated on experience. His support is based on the infrastructural development Lagos has witnessed in the last 4 years, though it's a foundation that was laid many years before. Majorly, the advent of the 1999 till date brought about the megacity idea. And that megacity idea is what has spanned infrastructural development, educational growth, economic prosperity, and Lagos have become that hub in reality of African economic hub. So without much ado, I believe our support and majority of Lagosians, from the Igbo, from Ijaw, from Tiv, you know, Lagos is a mini Nigeria. So everyone seems to take ownership of who becomes a governor. And the majority to us is a different ball game when we are coming to gubernatorial. And we've passed through this before, but I believe strongly the candidature of Babajide Olusola Sanwo-Olu is predicated on experience, his sense of humor, and commitment to the development of the state, and is as art of service. You know, I will call him Omoluabi Pataki Eko, because he has what it takes to consolidate on the good job he has started. The Lekki Deep Sea there is there, the new horizon that is heralding. If you witness the Endorsement Economic Summit, you will see a whole lot of vision, because I attended that summit, and I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt that if given the right opportunity to consolidate on this vision, Lagos is and will be an Eldorado that we will all be proud of.
All right. Okay, thank you so much. Now, Mr. Hassan, I need to ask a few questions, because one of the things that Lagosians have said is that in recent days, we have seen the governor of Lagos State speak to the people perhaps a lot more than he's done in recent times.
Yeah.
In fact, he's been faulted for not having presented himself for a public debate. He's not been able to come out to defend his policies aside from what he's posting on social media or having third-party people speak on his behalf. For instance, you're here. It would have been great to have him personally here to speak to the people of Lagos, but he's not here. So whilst we understand competence, what people are saying is that we've moved the political nature or climate of Lagos is quite developed compared to perhaps other parts of the country, where we want a leader who is accountable to the people and able to speak to the people he wants to represent. So I want to ask him perhaps, why has he not, I know the reasons it's given, but why has he chosen to stay away from speaking to the people? And then the second part is that you're talking about the fact that this campaign is not based on ethnicity. Why hasn't the governor, as the chief executive of this state, speak out to condemn the vitriol against people of other ethnicity living in Lagos, especially from some people who have aligned with his party? A word from him would be great enough to douse the tensions. Why?
Well, the governor, I believe, is a good communicator and a good listener. And for the fact that the political space have really erupted your opinion, because he's a man that speaks to the media before now. He's not been shying off from talking to Lagosians. We've seen him even during the COVID, during every space, and even no matter the situation in Lagos. Recently, when there was a crisis of this ethnic post-election presidential issue, he addressed the media.
Why did he refuse at this point?
He has not refused. He has only just given one or two specific reasons, which are intra-political issues, and that is for the politician to answer that. It's not me. But I want to reassure. In fact, we are in discussion aftermath of the leaders of Thought Pali. There is an assurance from the governor of addressing the state. Maybe I'm sure by tomorrow morning there will be a very good state of the state address from the governor. So the governor is committed to speaking to Lagos, and this is his Lagos. So he takes responsibility over majority of all these issues that you have mentioned. So he has not shied away in attending to the needs of Lagosians. So for me, what I've just been able to say here, and I just want us to not to amplify unnecessary animosity of Igbo Yoruba crisis, Igbo coming to take over Lagos. No, Lagos is a Yoruba land. No one can argue that this is not part of Southwest. Historically, we know how we emanated from Ife, from Idugoro, and we established where we are. But because of the cosmopolitan state, it gives room for everybody to thrive. And the economic developmental plan of Lagos, based on its legislation and statutory programming of Lagos. Lagos is not a place of anything goes. Everything is statutorily based, from the laws to the system. Even majority of what we are seeing at the national level is copy and paste from Lagos.
Second part of the question, yes. Why hasn't he not spoken out to condemn some of the things that
he did that? That was why I'd say that immediately, maybe during this post-presidential election, he addressed Lagosian to maintain peace when the crisis, if not for his address, even Ashwaju addressed when he lost Lagos, and there was a need for unnecessary revolt. Like, yes, every normal human being, why he lives in Lagos? But this is politics, this is democracy. It gives room for people to campaign and vote for their choices. And Lagos give room. You can only, except for little pocket of skirmishes somewhere, but it is not like some other part of the state, even in Southeast. In South, we saw how Yoruba people were being harassed at polling units. Okay. So it is not that we are trying to breed issues here, but to straighten it up that the governor of the state is for the people, and we believe the people are strongly behind him, even no matter what. It's just a process
I mean, I would like to jump here. I think what I was saying is, I would like to call on Governor Sowolo to please come to our rise.
Definitely. I'm also using this opportunity.
Hang on a minute.
Please let
me finish. We're calling on Governor Sowolo to come to our rise TV so that let us interview him, the panel here on this matter. But secondly, a lot of the things you've said, I disagree with totally, because we know the people that are pushing the ethnic bias and the sentiment. And it is within Lagos here. And it is mostly people that have at some point had something to do with the APC or served in the government. I just read a very damning article here by someone called the former Lassa, MD. It was on the Nation newspaper. And it was about, Yorubas cannot go and do what they are this in other people's land. And we have seen this ethnic vitriol that's been pushed. And it's from a particular section, mostly people from the APC. But the irony is, you said something just now. You said Lagos is Yoruba land. Are you really sure about that? You want to contest it?
Definitely.
If you go and check your history, the Oba of Lagos also stated that Lagos used to be a tributary to the Benin people, then they are Warri people. And I'd like to ask you, all of you that are claiming that we are the true Lagosians, are you truly from Lagos? Because we have seen many disparities. Look at a senator, Senator Olamile. Please let me finish.
Okay.
Senator Olamilekon, after being a senator in Lagos, he went to his true state, Ogun State, to be a senator. There was no bones made about that. So are you people that are saying you are from Lagos causing this division? Are you truly from Lagos?
No. Correct. Let me point to you and correct your narrative. This is Southwest. That is legally, by statutory provisions of the law, even of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, recognize Lagos as part of Southwest. And where does Southwest represent, as far as the law is concerned? It's Yoruba land. Let that one get buried, and let's not overheat that, because the more you overheat that, the more it erupts. Even our ancestral, this is an ancestral ownership we are talking about. It's different from transplanting, movement, or whatever.
You can go and check the history.
Yes,
I am correct on the history. You can go and check the history.
I'm the Araje
and check what
Agbaye in
Ile-Ife.
Let me tell you, I'm the Araje Agbaye in Ile-Ife. I know the history. I'm the traditional secretary of all of the Obatala Agbaye Council in Ile-Ife. Whatever you want us to understand here, historically, Lagos is Yoruba land, and we cannot spend the beautiful time we need to really talk about the new Lagos that Sanwo-Olu is building, that has given rise to everybody's interest. Even look at maybe during the ASUU strike, it's only the state that gave room for the tertiary institution to operate without joining ASUU strike, because somebody believed in the education sector. Somebody believed in partnership.
You're deviating from my... The question is, why are they fanning the embers of this discord in Lagos? And the people that are fanning it are from a certain political party.
Let me tell you, the advent of Labour Party and the wave of ethnic bias that greeted that position, especially from the religious point of view of the Christian, Muslim animosity that aided and added more to what Peter Obi is today. But we have to give it to Peter Obi, because a good, reasonable politician will take every advantage of everything that add value to his own campaign. And he has done that. We must give kudos to him. But be that as it may, the Sanwo-Olu I know, and the way he has been trying to balance, he's more a Christian, and he has always, if you see him, so he's not a man that found this ember of Christ. But majorly, just as you have rightly said, this is Yoruba land. I'm still reiterating that. But for the fact that Lagos is a mini Nigeria, we must all embrace peace. I wouldn't want to go deeper into those areas, but just to correct and reiterate our stand that no Yoruba Oba, no city that you want to talk, even their worries, everybody, there is a base here. There is a cultural base of how Lagos came about. But you cannot now tell us that even the Benin, the Eweka of Benin, was from the son of Ile-Ife. So how best that you want to talk about the largest base of the Yoruba people went as far as Dahomey or Yo. If I have to talk about how large we are, even down to Kogi, to Kwara, we will be able to take large of our expanse of ownership. But because the way Yorubas are, we embrace people.
Dr. Hassan, so let's come back to the present. Leave this historical details that
definitely just to correct, just to disabuse my friend's mind.
Let me ask you this ethnicity question. we still need to address it.
Definitely is
In this same Lagos, I made a point yesterday that there was a man called Ebubedike,
Yes.
who was a man who represented Ajeromi Ifelodin Badagry constituency in the Western Region House of Assembly
Yes.
in the 1960s, right?
Yes.
Now today, ethnicity is a big issue in this same Lagos. In 2018, when Sanwo-Olu was given the title by Ohaneze Ndigbo, Ugochinyere of Ndigbo at the National Stadium, he told the people who were there, the Ohaneze Ndigbo, that one day an Igbo man will be governor of Lagos. Go and double check his speech. Right? Now today, the same Sanwo-Olu wants to be governor for a second term.
Yeah.
Igbos are the target.
No.
The article that Rufai Hosseini referred to
Okay, sir.
is written by Mobolaji Sanusi in The Nation today. It's titled March 11. Sanwo-Olu not Chinedu. And half of the article was an attack on Gbadebo Roosevelt, who is a Yoruba man whose family has been in this same Lagos for more than 400 years. But the argument is because his mother is Igbo, because his father is married to an Igbo woman, then that small drop of Igbo blood makes him wrong.
You know,
now, how do you deal with that issue of ethnicity? Since you say you belong to every ethnic nationality, and do you think that Sanwo-Olu can live down the threat of the youth bulge in Lagos, that NSAS group that is determined to take their pound of flesh? Because they believe that the governor was against them during the NSAS protest.
You know, these are two major issues. Let's first address the first part. The Lagos of today and the Lagos of yesteryears have always give room for non-indigenous people to thrive. Even Nnamdi Azikiwe contested in Lagos wanting to represent Nigeria. The government...
They made it to the Western Region House of Assembly, where you Yorubas worked against them.
I'm only trying to... You have raised the very first person that you talked about. I also want to reiterate. In our new era now today, the government of APC, even during the previous something, we've had Igbo representative Amuwodofin, Oshodisolo and all that. Even in the cabinet of the state, many years before now, Joe Igboku and all these other people, they are non-indigenous. This is the only state that give Hausa, Igbo, everybody fair share in the governance structure of the state. No matter how you want to see the house owner giving respect and respite to their hosts, their visitors, and they give you all the necessary ambience for you to be peaceful. And that is what Lagos have provided, the business environment, succinct business environment for everybody to thrive. No, Mr. Rufai, calm down. For whatever reason, Lagos belongs to all of us when it comes to the development. But we know that the traditional system also give room to respect everyone. And that is what I want to reiterate, that we don't aid the Igbos. And there have not been any, we have a lot of marriage affinity, religious affinity, a whole lot of things.
There's never ethnicity in the bedroom.
No.
We know that.
We do. No, there's never ethnicity in the bedroom.
No.
Even amongst us as
ethnicity
friends.
Doesn't go there.
No. The issue of ethnicity is being found by some precarious and ill-motivated minds, which mostly, sometimes it takes two to tango. Some of these are friends and Igbo brothers too. Somehow, if you look at some of the posts, especially during the pre-obedience and all that mob attack that you are always faced with, you can't always just mention anything that has to do with the Yoruba. They begin to call you zoo animal and all sorts of names that provoke the instinct of your real you.
Do you have an example of such a post?
Wait, let me not example of posts like that are there. Yes, if I cite Nnamdi Kanu now, when Nnamdi Kanu was raising the whole hell as far as Lagos was concerned during the NSAS, we can admit categorically a lot of the manifestations of the ills and evil were being perpetrated by the non-indigenous factors, and it's there as a record. We cannot dispute that. That is manifestation of some of the instant incursion that want to erupt unnecessary violence and reprisal. But the fact that we are peace-loving people, yes, there may still be some skirmishes of crisis because everybody has their own urge and personal urge. You can't control every citizen. But because we have a culture of embracing visitors, let the visitor also respect his reciprocal. For the fact that the banters are coming from the Igbos now, telling you, I've been on several platforms, we've argued and all that, even on the Arise platform, we've been almost every other night and day, it's all about argument upon argument about Yoruba, Igbo and all that. Yes, we must give it to CRV. Yes, it's also a new kid in the block that is also making wave politically. But experience counts when it comes to governance. Lagos is more like a mini Nigeria. Experience of governance count. You must also be there. You must have served. You must have give something to show, not just appearing at NSAS rally. Because when you raise it now, I advocated in 2018 for the review of the Lekki toll gate, and we went on protest and they listened. In my years as a student union leader in LASU and as a NAS ASIS chairman, advocated for the delivery of buses to all students in Lagos State, and that has been the last time you see bus hijacking by students. We achieved it under Fashola administration, meaning it has always been a listening affair. But the fact that the NSAS revolt you are mentioning, the Mr. Governor I know was part of the NSAS advocating for police brutality. Don't let us mix it against police. No, now he was there with his placard. It was even when he even attended, for the fact that he was stoned with pure water, and some people almost, it still calmed the situation down. But somehow, the situation that we all saw might have given rise to a lot of post-NSAS crises, and because one thing that was really missing, because some people were never held accountable for the entire crisis that erupted this violence.
Yeah, okay, let's move away from that, because it will be very unfortunate if you come to this interview.
Definitely, I'll be very ready to also speak about the NSAS after this.
No, aside from NSAS, you see how deeply this ethnicity narrative is, that we've spent a considerable amount of time dwelling on that, which is quite important, and not even talking about why, the competence of the person you've come to speak for.
No, I've heard talk about this competence.
So a number of things I just want to clarify. I know you might not be in the best position to ask to speak on this, but it would be great to hear in terms of his policies. Would the toll gates be open if he does become, if he's re-elected president? I'm so sorry, governor of Lagos State. Will the toll gates, Lekki Ekpe and Lekki Ikoyi toll gates, will it be open again? What's the plan in terms of speaking to the young people in Lagos State? Because like Dr. Bati mentioned, there's a lot of animosity, especially with the role he played during NSAS.
Yes, let me firstly address the fact that the governor will be speaking to the Nigerian youth today at Agidingbe at the Blue Roof. Even on Thursday, there's another gathering also that is coming up within the same Agidingbe at one of these event center within Ogba area too. Meaning, the governor is a youth and he gives youth a voice as far as he's concerned. And I must also give it to him. It's beyond the fact that the political space have given rights. If you have known me prior before now, I'm a social justice activist. I don't just want to come on here just to say, because the governor is running or we are playing ethnic card. No, it's all about let's give competency. I've even advised, it's not every time we must go into the duel of electoral vindictive competitions or whatever. Somehow, most of these candidates too can align with the governor. And I want to implore, not necessarily GRV Rose must really put it as a do or die. No, Jando must also put the election as a do or die. If there are areas of synergy, let them join hands with the governments of the state and let's see how we can move Lagos. Lagos needs all hands to be on deck. But I believe strongly, as part of the governance, the policy promises that we are witnessing, which is to advance the infrastructural development of the state, completion of the Lekki Deep Sea Port is there, completion of the Nollywood City that is coming up in Ekpe, the road networks, the blue rail lines, and all these other mighty projects are there.
Okay, because of time, I understand time is going. You see, the bulk of the conversation today is the ethnicization of things.
Definitely.
Are you going to condemn now on television
Yeah.
by saying that, and are you going to tell people that peddle this, that where you are from does not matter who you vote for? You vote for based on your conscience.
Let me tell you.
Because all of this were targeted at SEMS against a certain person because his mother is Igbo. And that's why I asked you a question,
Yeah.
and you don't been able to answer.
That one.
I said all the same people that are peddling this, I said, okay, it's no, we are Lagosians. Are they truly Lagosians? No, we know their heritage now.
Who are you referring
Are
to?
they truly Lagos? All the people that are peddling these sentiments, are they truly Lagos stuff? So are you going to condemn that life on TV now?
For real. Just like yesterday, I called one of my Igbo friends who told me...
No, the question is, are you going to condemn? We don't have time. We don't have time. We have to go.
And the guy was attacked. I called him. And I condemn it in totality as an advocate of justice. And I'm telling all our Yoruba people that don't make this election a violence implosion that will affect our people that are also in the southeast or in the north. We know that the sensitivity of our ethnicity is very key to our development. But in as much as the political environment have given rise to this, let us vote peacefully on the 11th. On Saturday, vote for your choices, but we are admonishing all our people, including the Igbos. It's not just the Igbo people that we are talking to now. Okay. We are talking to all Lagosians. Lagosian is another cliche that binds all of us together.
Thank you so much.
Let us vote en masse for Babajide Sanwo-Olu.
Thank you, Mr. Dotun Hassan.